Hello, everyone, and welcome to the One South Coast Chamber Business Connection. I'm Ian Abreu, Business Development Director at One South Coast Chamber. We're so pleased you all could join us here today. We're joined, of course, as always, by the co-CEOs of One South Coast Chamber, Rick Kidder and Mike O'Sullivan. Gentlemen, great to see you both again.
It's great to see you, Ian. Thanks for doing the show.
Good to see you, Ian, and thanks for doing this today.
No problem. And of course, I just saw you folks not too long ago, and it's great to see you again, even though we just saw each other about 30 seconds ago.
True about that.
But always a pleasure. But there's a lot going on, gentlemen. We have, as our members and the community knows, One South Coast certainly has a very robust agenda, and we'll get right to it. We have a huge membership drive coming up. It's going to be called the One South Coast Chamber Small Business Stimulus Package. It's been a collaborative effort. We've all been working on it. Gentlemen, we're very excited to unveil this for our prospective new members and for the business community.
It's chaired by, or co-chaired by, two of our wonderful ambassadors, Chris Johnson from Isaacson Solar, and Brad Simmons from Simmons Insurance Group. And we're really thankful for their help with that. It's going to be an exciting, strong membership drive.
It is, and you know, Ian, one of the things that's been a challenge for the business community, obviously, has been how to function in a COVID world. And the reason we're calling this the stimulus package is that we've reduced our membership fee, in most cases by about $100 and sometimes more, have provided a tremendous amount of incentives that help businesses market themselves. And I know you're going to talk a little bit about those incentives, but really the purpose of calling it a stimulus package is to try to boost our membership and boost our ability to help these businesses going forward.
And you're absolutely right, Rick. So the membership drive will be a 2-week membership drive. It'll start on Monday, January 25th. It'll culminate on Friday, February 5th. So if you're not a member of One South Coast, you should certainly give our office a call, 508-999-5231, and I'd be happy to walk you through the process. Again, my name is Ian Abreu. As Rick alluded to, we're offering over $5,000 in either free or discounted services for prospective new members. Gentlemen, you both have done membership drives for a while. You know the deal. This is probably, if not the best, one of the best packages we've ever offered. We're talking $1,500 plus off of local newspaper advertising, thanks to our friends at Gannett Media, the Herald News, Standard Times, WBSM, Fun 107. They're offering free 30-second commercials for our new members. We have our friends at the New Bedford Garden Fall River Reporter offering free video services, free tags on social media, and you add that and a bunch of other partners we have. The package is really tremendous, and if you can front $225, not only to get all the benefits of the chamber, but all the freebies that you're going to get, my personal opinion is you can't beat it. Now's the best time to join.
Well, you know, one of the biggest challenges that businesses have had when times are difficult is how to market themselves. And so all of the incentives that we put together are really centered on how a small business can market itself in a cost-effective manner. As you mentioned, some of them are discounts, some of them are just flat-out freebies. And they're the kind of things that you cannot get on your own. Yeah. So just joining the chamber helps you get those things.
And Mike, I know obviously you and I have worked a lot on this package, a lot of newspaper. I know you have a background in newspaper, a lot of folks in not only print, but radio journalism, social media, and it's really been a wonderful collaboration of many different members and partners. I mean, we've got Radio Voix des Immigrants here in Fall River. We also have WSAR Radio, WPRI TV. So it's not just a Greater New Bedford package. Obviously it's a Greater Fall River, Greater New Bedford, South Coast package that's going to have a benefit whether you're a member or a business in Seekonk or a business in Wareham. You're going to get something out of it.
Yeah, the packages are fantastic, and they do cover the entire South Coast. We can't forget the value. We can't forget the value of being a chamber member. There's just a tremendous value. Whether it's the virtual networking, the small business seminars, all the different things that we offer during the course of the year that are extremely important for our members.
Couldn't agree more. So again, if you want more information on our membership drive, give us a call, 508-999-5231. 5231. I'll be happy to walk you through the process, connect you with one of my ambassadors or one of our board members, and they can sign you up. And trust me, this is the best time to do it, and you're not going to regret it. So we'll move on to the next topic, and I know there's, again, so much on the One South Coast Chamber agenda, but Rick and Mike, both of you, I know this is a matter that's near and dear to both of your hearts, but obviously early childhood education. We have a summit coming up. You want to talk about that?
Sure, happy to. The Bristol County Chamber has actually done this summit for a couple of years, and this will be an opportunity finally to expand it. And also to talk about early childhood education to the business community. I think a lot of people don't necessarily connect the dots. And the dots are, quite frankly, when children start behind, there's a tendency for them to stay behind. What we would like to see over time is early childhood education be an incredible priority for this region so that we can get our children up to speed and going fast. That's our workforce of the future. Yeah. And Mike, you've been working on this for a long time and know its importance and the commitment that people have to it.
Yeah, I've been working on it since the day I got here about 2.5 years ago, and there's folks like Joanne Sprague and Julie Ramos Gagliardi who have been working this for even a lot longer than that. It is an important part of the chamber. It's an important part of the community, and there's so much happening with it. And Rick, as you mentioned, if the kids fall behind early, they stay behind for forever. And that's really, really hard. And there's a great focus on the part of so many people, including Alan Sylvia, the last few years has put forth some bills to try to encourage, just a better system of early childhood education. But we've got, at the summit, we have some fantastic speakers. We have Lauren Kennedy, who runs a neighborhood association. We've got Tom Weber, the former Commissioner of Early Childhood Education. We have Commissioner Sam, the current Commissioner of Early Childhood Education. We have Ed Lambert from MBAE representing the business community. We have Julia Barfield, who deals with this at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And one of the benefits of having Julia in is she deals with this all over the country. The things that she has seen and the initiatives and things that she's been involved with chambers and the business community are just, they're tremendous. And she's helping us with this as well. So we're really looking forward to this summit. Yeah. We really know that this can be a great value and an important thing, an important initiative.
And the summit, Ian, is going to take place on March 12th.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It'll be about 2 hours in length, so it's designed in such a way that it's going to be a whole lot of information that comes in a relatively short amount of time, so that business people have an opportunity to get in, involve themselves in it, and understand the issue. Because I think for a lot of businesses, particularly in this period we are right now, they're looking a lot at the here and now. But we also, all the time, we have to pay attention to the here and now. We have to pay attention to the future as well. Because if we don't, we're going to pay that price down the road.
Well said, and I agree with you. And I know, Rick, you're a former educator.
I call myself a recovering educator.
And you're always, you get preachy with me sometimes, but I love it. That's why you're one of the bosses here. But
that's right.
You'll always have that educator inside you. And Mike, and this predates the integration. I know before we integrated you and Alan Sylvia on your Government Affairs Committee meetings, you would be talking about this at length, so yes. You're no stranger to this.
No, this is really a seriously important initiative, and in COVID times, it's even more important because when you deal with the hybrid and virtual models of education, it's created a whole set of other problems for families, and those families include educators because the teachers have the same problems. They used to be able to just send their kids off to school and go teach. They can't do that anymore. Now the kids may be home, they may not be home, but it's a real super challenge right now, and it's an incredible challenge for employers, because the employers have people, they call in, I can't come to work today. It's created, work sharing has helped a lot with that, but there's a lot more challenges today. And we have some not-for-profits that have done a great job jumping in to try to create learning pods, the YMCA's, the Boys and Girls Club, People Incorporated, the New Bedford YMCA has it as well.
Yeah.
So that there's a lot that have jumped in to try to help. And
Ian, you know, as a parent of a couple of young ones,
Sure.
early childhood education is not inexpensive.
Yeah.
And there are barriers for folks to be able to actually engage in early childhood education. We have the Head Start programs, but those Head Start programs are way oversubscribed. There are long, long waiting lists for families to involve themselves. And so one of the things that happens is that our most vulnerable populations are the ones that often are the ones that are staying behind. And that becomes a self-perpetuating problem that really has to be addressed. So while we can't solve all of those at this Early Education Summit, we can take incremental steps in raising awareness, building that connection to the business community so that they see how important this issue is in educational attainment in general in our region.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Well said. Well, there's some good news on the horizon for our small business community, our members in the greater region, and not only the region here in southeastern Mass, but throughout the Commonwealth and, quite frankly, our entire country. Gentlemen, as you know and I know and most people know, there is a new round of PPP, funds available for our small businesses. There is a new stimulus package out, and we have another one being proposed by the incoming Biden administration in a few weeks. So if you're a small business looking for some grant and or low or no interest lending opportunities, they're on the way.
yeah, the PPP is, a lot of companies need that, and many companies are available. That it's available to companies today that it wasn't available to. The Chamber's one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, we see as we're going through the application process, it's not simple, but it's important, and we know the value that it can bring to our business, and we've talked about that a lot over the last few months, that that a 501c6 was not available. But we've got many of our members are talking about how they need that money and how they're going to put the money to good use and how it's going to help their operations by being able to maintain their staffing. So it's a big deal, and the stimulus is an important part of where we're going right now.
I think it's fair to say also that, not to get political, but this aid that came out recently, this new PPP round, should have come out quite a while ago. And unfortunately, it got messed up in the screwy political world of presidential politics and among other things. And as a result, sadly, of nobody wanting to give anybody else a win, we had to get past the election in order for Congress to actually act. We now see with a new administration coming in that there's going to be renewed commitment to this. In fact, President-elect Biden has put forth a proposal of $1.9 trillion of additional stimulus, which would be more money to individuals as well as to businesses, hopefully targeted in a way that can help some of our most vulnerable businesses make it. If you look at sectors of the economy, some businesses have done better than others. Most of us have spent a lot more time at home than we ever have before, for example, so home improvement has done extraordinarily well because people are in the environment that they're in now 24/7.
Yeah.
But there are other businesses like our hospitality industry, our restaurants, our hotels that have really struggled in this period. We don't want to see those businesses go away, and I read something this morning that said that liquor licenses, which are processed through the state, there's an expectation that they are going to drop in number by about 30% across the Commonwealth, which means that 30% of our restaurants and bars and whatnot may end up going away. And that's a lot of economic vitality disappearing. And it's also a lot of our local character disappearing. So we're really hopeful that as this goes forward, not only this current PPP wave, but as the stimulus package goes forward, that it goes forward in a way that really helps those businesses stay open.
And what's unfortunate, gentlemen, and I know you both agree, these restaurants, these small businesses, they're the ones sponsoring our children's Little League teams.
Yes.
They're the ones taking
Yes.
out that ad in that drama club booklet for your son or daughter.
Right.
And if they can't even pay their own people, if they can't stay open, all that stuff goes away as well.
Exactly.
And the ripple effect from that is horrific. So we want people employed. We want people employed in good, gainful ways. We want our businesses to stay open, and we are a Chamber of Commerce. We are going to support small business as much as we possibly can because that's our bread and butter. That's who we are.
You know, Ian, in this stimulus package, there's also money finally to support venues like the Narrows and the Zeiterion Theater. You know, the live events. Those organizations have been decimated by COVID. And this time, finally, there's money in there to help those organizations. And there's a lot, you know, there's a whole trickle down. When those organizations are able to thrive, the hospitality industry thrives, the restaurants do well. So it's very important to make sure that we can keep the organizations like the Narrows and the Z, keep them whole if we can.
Absolutely.
Wow, see, jinx. But so again, as we continue to go through our agenda here, you know, I know both of you wanted to take this opportunity to thank our good friend, one of our board members who always seems to step up for us at One South Coast Chamber, Rick Manuels. As most of you who may know who follow us on social media, every Thursday you may see this mug or one of these two or somebody with a Thank You Thursday sign with one of our members, thanking them for, quite frankly, being a One South Coast Chamber member and thanking them for their investment in the business community. Rick Manuels and Spindle City Auto Glass, gentlemen, they're back for another year, and they're our title sponsor for the initiative.
Yeah, Thank You Thursday started out as a very small initiative, but an exciting initiative about 3 years ago now. And we threw it out there at a membership committee meeting, said this is what we want to try. We want to get out and thank our members. And Rick leaned over to me and said, I want to sponsor that. And he's been doing it ever since. And it's really just, it's a great opportunity to just thank people. And many times there's businesses that are not out on social media as much as they should be. They get shared on our pages and they get presented out there. And it's just a great thing. And we can't thank Rick Manuels enough for that. And he's got such a great company, Spindle City Auto Glass, and we're really grateful for that. So.
You know, and it's one of the things that when we came together, as you guys well know, when we came together as the second largest chamber in the Commonwealth in terms of number of members. That was a point of pride for us, but a point of pride for us also is, even though we have gotten bigger, we have to thank each of our members for their commitment to us, because without them, we don't exist. And it's vital for us to serve the business community in part by thanking them and recognizing them for the work that they do within the community as well.
Absolutely. Again, on behalf of the staff and the rest of the board of directors, thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick Manuels, very much for your investment in the organization. So we're going to stay on the subject of our board of directors. Gentlemen, I know we just had an annual meeting where we talked about our board members who are terming off and the changing of the guard, the changing of the gavel. We want to thank Brian Lecomte for his years of service as the chairman of our board, and we welcome Rick, someone whom we had back in the old New Bedford Chamber days, Kim Perry. Rick, I know you've gotten to know Kim as well on the executive board. We're going to go from one strong chairman to another strong chairman as well.
Yeah, Brian is one of those folks who had the rare opportunity to chair the board of the chamber for 3 years. He started first in Bristol, and then moved through, was the inaugural chair, the initial chair of One South Coast Chamber. And Brian's a wonderful guy, and he's really done a lot. In his 3-year term, he hired a chair, led the integration, and then led the actual first year of the chamber, which ironically turns out to be the first year we're running and going through COVID. So it's been a very, very wild and woolly 3-year period for Brian as the board chair, but he's really done a terrific job. He's got a young family, so it took some time away from them, and we're thankful for that, and thankful for his time. But Brian did a great job, but you cannot look at the last 3 years without looking at Kim. And Kim is going to be in this for another year, but you really have to, it's the four of us, myself, Rick, Brian, and Kim, really have worked a lot together since the time I got here 2.5 years ago to really to get us to where we are today.
Absolutely. When we were putting the integration of the two organizations together into one SouthCoast Chamber, Kim was chair of then SouthCoast Chamber, which is the New Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. And she had actually stepped in early before she had intended to, because her predecessor chair was appointed a judge by Governor Baker. So Kim actually was chaired for 1.5 years at SouthCoast Chamber before her service on one SouthCoast Chamber. And when we were putting the integration together, one of the things that we wanted was leadership continuity if we could have it. And Brian, who did an incredible job, a yeoman's job of shepherding us through. By the way, he's not going anywhere. He now is immediate past chair, and he's going to be at every executive committee meeting and board meeting. And he's deeply committed to the success of the organization. But we're very lucky to have that continuity with Kim now stepping in as chair. Kim is based in Fall River. Her office is in Fall River, but her business is actually throughout the entire region. She's with Waring Sullivan and Rock Funeral Homes. She is born in New Bedford in the South End, not far from where I live and where Ian lives. She is a wonderful business person who also is deeply committed to the success of this region. Brian at Gold Medal Bakery is a large company. That large company is deeply embedded here over generations. Kim is the same type. And that's something that's wonderful for Mike and for me, to be able to have that continuity of leadership. And we've actually elected a chair-elect in Eileen Danahy from St. Anne's Credit Union, who will follow Kim when her tenure is up. So we've really got some fantastic leadership moving us forward. And we've needed them. This has been a rocky year for all of us. It's been a rocky year for all business. But without their good, strong hand and commitment to us, I'm not sure we would have been anywhere near as successful as we were.
And speaking about great leadership, one SouthCoast Chamber, we're trying to lead by example as well. We want to make sure that we are always COVID compliant, COVID safe and ready. You see, we have the masks here, and Mike's got his somewhere. There you go. See, these weren't props. We all had them. But gentlemen, obviously, I know here in our offices, we wear the mask. We social distance, we wash our hands, hand sanitize. That's the mantra that we believe in until we get the vaccination and all that rolls out. But, and to be quite honest with you, way after that, because you've got herd immunity as well that needs to take effect. But obviously it's important that our small businesses practice the same good hygiene.
It's incredibly important, and it's incredibly important that the public understand that there are limitations on businesses, and that there are safety protocols in place, and that the public follows those to help our businesses stay safe.
In addition to that, it's very, very important, yes, that we maintain all of the COVID protocols that are necessary. This region has seen, and in fact the entire state and the nation, has seen an incredible explosion in COVID cases following the holidays. And it's important for us to follow these guidelines. But at the same time, we shouldn't do that at the expense of supporting small business. Our small businesses, yes, they may only be able to allow 25% of the folks into their stores that they were before, and it's all based on square footage. That we need folks to be able to say, yes, I want to support these small businesses, many of whom may not yet have a strong online presence. So please make sure that stay safe. Make sure that all those around you are safe, but at the same time, please go out and support these small businesses because they need your help now more than ever.
Yeah, this weekend, go out and do, if you can't go to a restaurant, buy takeout.
Speaking of this upcoming weekend, we do have the Martin Luther King Jr. long weekend coming up here for us. So with that spirit of MLK and all of his wonderful words and all of his speeches and what he stood for, us here at One South Coast Chamber, of course, gentlemen, it doesn't need to be said, but we're going to say it. We are completely inclusive and committed to diversity here in our region, and I know that we're doing a lot of work in that sector as well.
Right. We've been fortunate that Gail Forts, who is head of the YWCA for this region, who sits on our board and had been on the New Bedford Chamber board for many years, has stepped up to not only join our executive committee, but to chair our diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. The chamber is deeply committed to equity and inclusion and diversity in all of our programs, within our membership, within our staff. Those aren't just hollow words. This is about who we are and how we reflect the communities in which we live. And it's important for this organization not only to be seen as supporting that, but to actually walk the walk.
Mike?
I'll second that. Diversity is incredibly important, and we're very fortunate to have Gail involved with that. It really is it's very important to have Gail and have a great leader like that. And we're committed, and we want to make sure that we do what's right, and that we are encouraging our membership to be diverse and to be inclusive and to be fair and equitable.
And we're looking at ourselves, and I think that's actually one of the important parts of this, is there's self-reflection involved with this whole conversation. Gail has given us some tools that we can use, some tests that we can use, that our board is going to be taking, that our staff will be taking, so that we can kind of look at ourselves and say, okay, kind of where are we on this stuff? I think most people believe themselves to be fair and equitable, and believe in diversity as a strength of this area. But the reality is that we probably all have some implicit biases. And it's important for us as an organization to not reflect implicit biases, to look at ourselves and to look at our leadership and look at our team and make sure that we all have the same set of common beliefs.
Yeah, there's a tremendous opportunity for improvement across every category of business, with us as a chamber in diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's a real opportunity for improvement.
Well, I know we're up against the clock. We don't have much time left, and boy, a half an hour goes by so quick, doesn't it, when you're having fun? The quickest half hour in TV, I swear. But guys, we have a lot of seminars coming up for our members. Do you want to go through the calendar?
Yeah, I'll do that very quickly, because I know that Mike wants to get some information in about Fall River Arts and Culture.
Sure.
We've got a bunch of seminars coming up. These are free. They're open to our membership, but actually anyone can participate. On January 28th, one on Paid Family and Medical Leave Act. On the 29th, the next day, on that PPP program. And then on February 4th, we're going to do a Zoom event, a conversation with Mike and me. Now, that may attract absolutely nobody to participate, but Mike and I will have a good conversation with each other. That'll be on February 4th. But Mike, I know that you have some really interesting arts and culture stuff that's happening in Fall River that really needs to be highlighted.
Yeah, in Fall River, 2 years ago, we created a coalition called the Fall River Arts and Culture Coalition, which is made up of businesses, not-for-profits, philanthropic organizations, and artists, and music venues. It's a real diverse group of people, but we're really working. We got together, we created a public-private and philanthropic partnership this fall, and we've gone out and we've raised almost $100,000 to build a arts and culture plan for the city of Fall River. We're working very, very hard on it. We've hired Devin Torres as the arts and culture coordinator for us, and she's working hard. We've also contracted with a consulting company called Civic Moxie, and Susan Silverberg and her crew at Civic Moxie are working really hard to bring this together. There's going to be many people in the community are going to be asked to join focus groups to be part of that. Some are going to have individual interviews, but there's a lot of hard work being done on that, and it's really meant to just help bring the entire arts and culture community together in a real collaborative effort that we can build on. So we're very excited about that.
And just like that, we're out of time. We're already up against a half an hour. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Rick. And again, thank you all here on Fall River Community Media for watching this program. This has been an exclusive production of Fall River Community Media. Till next time, so long, everybody. I'm Ian Abreu.